Rendall.
That was,
Yeah?
yeah, that was good. So, okay, wonderful, Tallulah. I'm so happy that we're doing this. We're here
Yay!
from different places in the same country, I believe.
Where are you?
I'm in the UK today. I'm in Sussex. And
Ooh.
you are in, whereabouts are you at this time?
I'm in Frome, in Somerset.
Frome. Lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
So Frome's been your new adopted home base for how long now?
It's been like has it been like nearly 2 years? Yeah, 2 years, I think.
Yeah, it seems like a really interesting place.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised you landed there. It's probably the perfect place for you now, where you are and what you're doing. So let's get into that a little bit. How are you? How are you today, first of all? Here.
Yeah, I'm good. This time has been such a blessing, and to really just be with the challenges that come up, and the kind of, you really meet yourself when you are basically, we're in lockdown. I've been in the same place now for 5 weeks, and you really have to find the tools and use the tools that you have to kind of be peaceful within that. So like, it's been really challenging, but it's been a blessing to meet those challenges with kind of equanimity and find my way through them. My father has been very, very ill with the virus, so that's been deeply challenging. But he is out of IC now and is kind of recovering. So yeah,
Wow.
really difficult to not be able to be with family members when they're struggling so much. But I have this beautiful garden, and I have this, I have all my stuff set up, and my partner and I have been running ecstatic dance and sound bath events, and I've been studying. My main teacher is a man called Bergs, and he's been holding free meditations and Qigong sessions every day for the last 5 weeks. So the Sanga's been together even though we're not physically together. So it's been a blessing and deeply challenging.
Amazing.
How about you? How are you doing?
Oh, I actually just want to acknowledge, I really love your description of all the things that you've been doing to get you through. It's like, I want to be there doing those with you. But I guess the wonders of technology, I probably can, right? It's quite amazing how everything's just moved into this digital field, and people are connecting even greater worldwide than they were before, right?
I mean, it's been amazing. I hold a singing circle on a Tuesday night, and I've had people from Denmark, South Africa, Spain, and then every Thursday I do a sound meditation. And again, I've just had people from all around the world joining.
That's so cool. So what's involved in the singing group? Because I saw that had happened. I think that's very understated of you, that you didn't say, check my singing circle tonight. I was like, I missed it. I would have loved to have joined that. What's involved in that?
So it's an hour of song, but basically it begins with a little bit of Qigong, getting into the body, and then a little guided meditation to center and align, and then just slowly opening up the voice with some gentle voice exercises. And it's really the way that I work in regards to the voice is really focusing on coming into the body and into the heart and sharing sound from that place. So it's a really embodied practice. So we kind of explore gentle toning, and then we go into mantra, and then into this week we did a Spanish song by a beautiful lady called Denise, and then we also sang a Xavier Rudd song. And
Denise, I know, she's great.
It's amazing,
really good. Punta Mayo or something like that. Yeah, really good.
Beautiful.
Xavier Rudd, you sang a Xavier Rudd song.
Yeah, we sang a Xavier Rudd song. I love Xavier Rudd. Unfortunately, I haven't kind of quite worked out how to, because normally in my singing groups, I'll divide people up and we'll sing in harmony and improvise, but that doesn't work so well. So I just end up teaching the song, and then we just drop into it, and everyone else is on mute, but it just means that they can really fully explore their voice without any inhibitions. So I mean, I mainly work with people who hold anxiety around vocal expression. That's kind of my niche, you know. But so yeah, I've been doing that, and I just love it. I've got this little group, and you know, every week a new person joins. But
Okay,
it's just,
cool.
you know,
So sign me up for the next week, okay?
yeah. Come every Tuesday, 8
Thank
until
you.
9.
Thank you.
Children are welcome. I've got one woman who comes with like, the first week she had her son on the call, and then like halfway through, like another child appeared, and then another child, and by the end it was like the kind of, I don't know, like the Waltons. There was just like this
Oh my God.
group of children
Good
just
to know,
like
so kids can join. Yeah,
singing along, and yeah, super
so
cute.
awesome. So what's your daily routine like at the moment? Do you have a daily routine, or does it change every day?
So it kind of probably fluctuates with the timings, but ostensibly it's the same. So I've been growing lots basically. My windowsills have just been covered in seedlings. So every morning when I wake up, I have to go and like water my seedlings, and I take them outside so that they can have the sunshine. I have to bring them in at night because it's too cold. So that's my like first thing in the morning, is to go and like say hello to my bok choy and my oak leaf lettuce and my beetroot. This kind of like array of little seedlings. So they're outside now, and then I come in and I more often than not I'll have a shower, and then I'll sit and meditate. And my kind of the time when it's like, you know, like, to be honest, normally my practice would be like I would get up at 6:30, and there's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door.
Wow, maybe it's a delivery.
Hold on, I'm really sorry.
Okay, okay, go check that. And
Hold that thought.
who's at the door?
Oh, speaking of planties, so like the great thing is, so the only person they ever see is basically Laura, who's the postwoman, and I just ordered a whole bunch more seeds, which have just arrived.
Speaking of seeds, excellent. So what have you got? What's in the box?
You see what's in the box? The box, I think.
Okay, you don't have to open it now, but
Okay.
let's guess. So you've got more seedlings. What will you plan to grow?
I think I got some red clover. I got lots of things for lungs. I got like a mix. I've got one of those kind of growing things that you have in the house. I can't remember what it's called, but like
a mini greenhouse.
No, it's like show and tell today. I got one of these.
What is, so Tallulah's at this moment gone off to get something to show me. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen one of those. And you can grow.
You put your seeds in there.
Yeah.
These ones are really happy and ready to be eaten.
Oh, sprouts.
Yeah, sprouts. And then you kind of have those on your windowsill, and you water them each day and have them for lunch.
Cool. So you've just got a few seedlings. What are you hoping to grow now?
So these ones, I think it's like a red clover and broccoli. I think I've got some mung beans, and I think I've got some more alfalfa.
Okay.
I think that's in that box. I can't remember because I ordered it quite a while ago.
So you've got green thumbs then, and they're coming out through the lockdown.
Yeah, and my landlord, bless him, there's like this big beautiful flower bed outside, and I was just like, do you just mind if I dig up the flower bed and like build a raised bed so I can plant my seeds? And he's like, yeah, go for it.
Excellent. I think that's something that more and more people are starting to grow their own vegetables and herbs and at home. It's definitely a thing that's going on now, which is really positive.
Well, I've done it for years and I just love it. I absolutely love it. I remember the first time I grew new potatoes, and I was like, oh, these little gold nuggets of amazingness that you find in the soil. I was like, this is awesome. I was like a child at kind of Christmas, like so proud that I'd grown these little gold nuggets. They were so yummy.
I love that. I didn't know that about you, so I love that. There you go. And so your daily routine is very much starting with the seedlings and the meditation.
Yeah,
and
seedlings
do you have a song practice daily? Are you writing? Are you?
So like it's actually been really interesting. I haven't my mum was asking me this yesterday. She's like, why aren't you writing? And I've actually just been doing lots and lots of mantras and lots and lots of meditations and
Presence. Presence exercise.
yeah, that. And to be honest, the process of getting like set up to be able to offer work online. So we're kind of sitting in like, so I've got all my kind of, I don't know if you can see, but like these
Oh
are my
my gosh, amazing.
But the process of actually getting set up to be able to offer work online took like 2 weeks of like so much research into the different technology and the different microphones I need for the gong, and that kind of was really all consuming. And then since that I've just been offering pretty much daily sound meditation, sound journeys, and I work with a couple of retreat centers, and we have curated some online retreats. So been filming. I did like a whole series filmed and videoed a course, Qigong course, which is based around some warm-up sequences and a beautiful form called Shabasha. We've integrated that into a yoga and sound meditation retreat. So that like took about, so my kind of, I've been really focused in that realm. And actually yesterday was the first time that I actually wrote a song.
Oh, you did write a song. Amazing.
Yeah, mum was like, why aren't you writing? And I was like, because I've been offering all this other stuff.
Well, it sounds amazing, all the stuff you've been offering. Maybe this is a time of presence, of people sort of being and responding more than the introverted reflection. But I love that in amongst all of that you have written a song, because you are one of the most prolific songwriters that I've met over the years, like one album after another. It's amazing. So I find it really beautiful when I learned about your journey, your path that you're on as a sound healer and therapist. Like it's really cool and really interesting. I'd love to know, like, at what point did that path sort of emerge for you, and how it's run alongside the pop career, kind of the pop career. I don't know if you call it pop rock, yeah.
So I mean, I guess I started like in 2000, it's like maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And releasing my first EP, and I was so entrenched in the kind of rock and roll music industry. And then I did my first record, which I actually found just, so this is a Libellus. This was probably like the first one that you would have seen, which was like, has the album in the front, and then there's a piece of artwork and a photograph and a story behind the songs. And this kind of album, which was produced by Marius de Vries, he's an amazing producer, kind of launched my career. But it was kind of slightly controversial in that I was an unknown artist and I was releasing albums as books. And so record labels didn't want to get involved. They were like, you're unknown, this sounds really expensive. And so I basically set up a booking agency under the pseudonym of Sophia Brewer, and I booked myself these tours all around the world, in Australia and New Zealand and Japan and Europe, and basically off my own fruition built a career. I didn't have a manager or a booking agency, I just did it, and I toured continuously and was financially really abundant because people would happily spend £15 on a book rather than a tenner on a CD. So that's kind of what happened. But and that was my template. So from then onwards, all my albums were released as books, and they were these multimedia collaborative projects, but I still never had a team. So the kind of consequences of that is you've got one human being doing like 6, 7, 8 people's jobs. I mean, for some major artists, there are hundreds of people who would be doing the jobs that I was doing. And by 2011, I was just broken. I was so overextended between kind of touring, promoting, marketing, doing the graphic design for the books, rehearsing, writing the music, booking the tours, trying to manage contracts, the whole thing, that I was just really, really burnt out. And I put this call out to the universe. Literally, I was just like, I really need some help. My body is broken. And I was having really bad panic attacks. I was knackered. And I realized that if I wanted to carry on as an artist, or even as a human being, because I was pretty bad shape, that I needed to fundamentally change my lifestyle. And I basically spoke to one person, and this, it was like this kind of like fireworks of conversations, and lo and behold, a few days later, this man called Graham appeared on my doorstep, and he was an acupuncturist and a Taoist priest, and he was not much older than me, but he happened to be running a clinic in Chelsea, and I couldn't afford to go to the clinic, but he basically came to me, and he would just accept whatever financially I could offer him, which was very, very little because I wasn't earning. And he taught me Qigong, and he taught me about nutrition. And I'd already kind of been down like the shamanic path, and I'd done, I'd already been in part of the kind of esoteric world my whole life, but this was very different. And he gave me acupuncture, and I basically, my whole kind of nervous system just went, yes, and I found it so empowering being able to do the Qigong exercises on my own. I felt it so empowering as I began to learn about nutrition. And then the acupuncture just basically was this constant booster, and it just radically changed my life. And he said to me, you respond so well to this, why don't you go on a retreat? And that was it. That was like, I went on this 10-day Qigong meditation retreat, and I've never looked back. It's been like the kind of core foundation of my life ever since.
And what are the core principles of Qigong for those who don't know what Qigong is? They probably have seen people moving and slow motion, but what is it actually?
So it's a movement meditation, basically. And so Tai Chi is a form of Qigong.
Okay.
It's a way of reorganizing the energy system. It's a way of coming into alignment, coming into groundedness, and opening the heart, and basically moving and clearing the energy that can get stuck in our body. So we are all molecular. We're built of cells, and for example, like our whole body is covered in this webbing called fascia, and that's this kind of made of collagen, so it's electrical, and that covers our bones. It's inside our bones. It covers our muscles. And so with a simple Qigong warm-up exercise, you're kind of like, which might be like a tapping, it's called Do Yin, when you're shaking out, actually just shaking out the body. You're shaking out the Qi. You're moving the Qi, so that you're kind of getting the electrical currents moving. So it's just this way of shaking out tension, very, very, very simply. But then through the different forms, different movements, you are bringing energy into the different organs of the body. You're building up your defensive Qi, or you're helping your digestive Qi, whatever it is. Like,
is it a part of your daily practice?
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's like the foundation.
How has it affected your singing since you've been doing Qigong?
So interestingly, when Graham first came to one of my concerts, he said, which it was at the Union Chapel. I don't know if you ever came to that one with Andrew.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so during that concert, he said to me, in the first like song and a half, you literally came up onto your tiptoes 200 times. You spent your whole time like coming up. Like you were just not grounded. You were so kind of etheric. And the Qigong has basically grounded me. It's brought my energy down into the earth. And when you sing from that place of real embodiment, the power and depth and range of your voice just grows and grows and grows, because you're able to use your whole body. You're really engaged with your breath. It's this really embodied way of singing.
Do you sing every day?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Especially this time, this lockdown time, are you singing?
Yeah, but I feel like I want to be singing more, which is like, I'm missing, I have a band again, which is amazing, because I wasn't quite sure if I would have the energy to kind of do that. And I was holding a singing circle, funnily enough, and this cellist called Sam came, and afterwards he was like, I really want to play music with you. Will you, can I come and play? So he joined my band. And then this amazing harpist called Emmy, and so all the kind of parts of the liminal, like the bass parts and the synth parts, she can play on the harp, which just sounds so utterly exquisite. And we have been doing concerts in different yoga studios, and beginning the evening with a kind of a meditation and a real kind of centering of the intention of the evening, and then going into mantras, and then going into the liminal. And that was feeling so inspiring and nourishing, and I'm really missing that. I'm really missing that energy that we were bringing together and that offering. So the last like maybe 3 or 4 days, I've been really feeling like, oh, I'm missing you guys. I'm missing singing the liminal. Actually, I'm missing like those songs. And yeah, we've got a little Zoom meeting tomorrow to work out like how we can connect more during this time. And yeah.
So is that something you're looking forward to, when this time is over and we are all free to be out in the world again?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing music with them and sharing the liminal again, and in those kind of frameworks. I after years and years of touring in bars, clubs, festivals, all these different, like a whole different range of venues, I'm really clear now about the kind of spaces that I want to offer my work in, and offer myself in. And it just feels really amazing to have found other kindred spirits. Like Sam, the cellist, is also a Qigong teacher, and Emmy is also a sound therapist and a sound practitioner. So it's just, that feels great to be going out into the world. And all the festivals that we were booked to play at this summer were all places where I would feel really happy to be in, feel really inspired to be in. And so that, who knows if any of those will actually happen, but
well, do you think they might become digital festivals for all the people who wanted to check in with the bands who were there?
Yeah. So my partner was actually he's a DJ, and last weekend he DJ'd for something called Lockdown Festival, which was like, it was like 3 days. I think there was like a DJ every hour who played a set over like 2 or 3 days, I think. Just went round the clock. And then on Friday night, I was part of a concert that went for 8 hours with like Nessie Gomez and Paya. There was like musicians from all around the world. So those things are beginning to happen. I don't know, like with like the big mainstream festivals, it'd be interesting to see how they manage that.
Yeah. It will. So do you have any, with your sound therapist hat on, do you have any kind of tips or ideas for people at this time to sort of take care of their physical and mental well-being, or creative expression?
Yeah, I mean, a great question. And I'm working with a couple of people as well at the moment. I do one-to-one sessions, and any work that I do always begins with the Qigong practice, because it's such a physical practice that really gets people in the body. So I would really invite people to kind of, to kind of wake up, shake out through the body, like really shaking out the joints in the hands, shaking like up the elbows, up into the shoulder, like really full body shaking, and like doing that for like 5 minutes or so. And then from a sound perspective, if you kind of bring your awareness into breathing into the belly and out through the mouth, so you're doing a very simple can you just do that with me? Yeah, just see if you can relax the muscles in your jaw and your shoulder, relaxing all of your body. Bring your awareness into the breath. Just really inviting these long, audible out breaths, these long, audible sighs. And just notice as you become more and more aware of the simple flow of the breath into the belly and out through the mouth, becoming slightly more present. I really encourage these really audible out breaths, these really long sighs. Just to relax any tension. And in a practice, I would invite, that to happen for maybe almost 5 minutes, just to really ground into the body. And then there's a very simple practice of gently humming. So you place the tip of your tongue behind your top teeth. You're going to do like a n sound. And as you do it, you can place your hand on your heart or your hand on your belly. And it's just bringing your awareness into the physical sensation of the vibration. So if you would just do a and then just bring your awareness back into your body, just noticing any shift in the energy. You might feel a little bit more present in the body. With that particular practice, you can do that for 5-10 minutes of just very slowly, very gently, just that hum. You do it lying down, and then just beginning to allow your awareness to follow the vibration into your hands, into the fingertips. And I've witnessed that practice being so deeply relaxing for people. So that would be like a really simple one that I would recommend people do, and to do it for like 5, 10, 15 minutes, and just allow yourself to explore. You might want to move with the hum. It might be like, or there might be a different note that you want to hum, and as you hum it, you'll notice your body's response. If you hum a really high note, you'll notice the energy might rise. If you hum a really low note, you'll come really into that grounded sense of self.
Thank you. Thank you for those exercises. I noticed I became so aware of tension in my body whilst doing that, like around the neck and around the shoulders, and around the throat. So I think that's a really beautiful exercise that anyone can try, whether they feel they can sing or not. That's something for everyone.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. And I mean, that's the thing that's great, that you could notice, okay, there is tension in my neck, there's tension in my shoulders, because often we dissociate. So like we will be in our hypersympathetic nervous system. So we're kind of up here, we're like boom, 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 boom. And we just like need to slow down a little bit into the sympathetic, and then if we can, into the parasympathetic. And as we just quieten and settle, we actually are able to tune into how we're really feeling. Actually, how are we really feeling? And right now, in this time of such unprecedented lifestyle, there's a lot of people were experiencing something we've never experienced before. There's a lot more anxiety in our collective nervous systems, and to be able to actually just settle enough and be with that and be present with it. And by being present with it, we're able to just relax. It's the kind of, if we're feeling anxious and we're feeling depressed, and we're then kind of trying to squash that down or avoid it with more noise and more distraction, that can sometimes inadvertently just cause more stress and more tension and more anxiety. That actually, even though it's kind of the harder, it may seem like the harder thing to do, to actually just really allow yourself to feel what is actually going on for you right now. And to give yourself some space to be like, yeah, I'm feeling like there's some real stress in my body, and that's okay. What does my body need? Like, to just defragment a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that tip. So as we get towards the end of our interview, what are your plans and your dreams for the future once this lockdown has ended?
Yeah, wow. So this is the Liminal, which was my fourth album, and
I love. I've got that, and it's really good. Yes.
It was such a joy to make this album, and the intention behind it was to weave the sounds of these instruments into the kind of fabric of the sonic landscape. So to be able to instill this sense of calmness, the kind of vibrational frequency that you'll get from one of these instruments, which is like, you know, it's like a strong vibration. I don't know if like if I you that's just like one of the little singing bowls, but like, you know, when these sounds kind of underpin the music, there's just like these qualities that are coming through. And the real intention was to weave this into the electronica, into the kind of more traditional songwriting that I do. And it just feels like such a first step on a journey of exploring actually how to interweave these two musical dimensions, you know. So I'm really excited to explore that more, and then to as I was saying, to kind of share and tour the Liminal with Emmy and Sam in these places as this kind of very holistic, inspiring, nourishing offering, and keeping this kind of ceremonial quality to it. I would really like to find the balance between kind of travel and being at home. You know, it's been a real blessing for me to not have to move 100 kilos of equipment in and out of my house 3 or 4 times a week, and to travel hundreds and hundreds of miles, because I work in London, I work in Bristol, I work in Oxford, I work in South Africa, I work in Spain, I work in Menorca, I work in France, I work in Germany. I'm historically like normally only at my house like 2 days a week, if that. So, and that was already questionable to me in regards to my kind of relationship with the environment and travel, and not feeling comfortable with that anyway. So how to kind of balance still wanting to offer what I offer, but without having to kind of have this enormous carbon footprint. So where I've kind of got to with that is just I really want to manifest a retreat center that kind of homes my work and me. And then I'm just committing to doing 1 retreat a month. So before this lockdown kicked in, I was booked to run 1 retreat a month in various different places, and that feels really great. You know, I run creative facilitation retreats, so helping people tune into their creative expression, whether that's songwriting or storytelling or movement, but then also collaborating with the yoga and the dance facilitators. And that's the work that I really love to do. So kind of just honing things down. So what does that mean? So like I want 1 retreat center,
Yeah.
1 retreat like offering a month, and then concerts with Emmy and Sam. That's my kind of visioning for.
And it sounds like you're really clear about the kind of concerts you want to do, the context, the space, the audience you're reaching out to now. It's maybe going to energize you more instead of deplete in the way the touring has perhaps in the past. Beautiful. Well, it's out there. So may it come to you swiftly as soon as the lockdown ends. So I'm just thinking for the last minutes, Zoom has this way of like cutting us off after 40 minutes. Would you want to maybe do some of the gong or crystal bowls maybe for the last?
Yeah, so what I thought I would do.
Cut off. Would you be happy to? I've got this light, which I thought I'll just like hold up so you don't see my face all the time you're doing your gong.
What I thought I would just end with is actually the Gayatri mantra.
Wonderful. I just want to say before you play it, in case we get cut off, thank you for this time and this conversation. Okay?
You're so welcome, my love.
Thank you.
So this is the Gayatri mantra, and it's a mantra that really calls and invites balance and loving kindness, calling in the light.
Thank you, Tallulah. That was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it's such a pleasure to check in with you at this time. This connection that's happening through such a great time of separation is quite beautiful. So I look forward to hearing the evolution of Tallulah and to seeing you again IRL in real life sometime soon at one of the retreats or concerts. Thank you. That was so beautiful. Take care, Tallulah.
Out and inviting me to do this with you. It's so lovely to see you, and thank you so much for your support.
Take care and have a beautiful day, and I'll send this to you as soon as it's ready.
Great.
Thank you, Tallulah.
I love.